All right, so we're gonna give you a little tour of the van here, just so you can watch it ahead of time and you can kind of get familiar with the van. So we'll go over exterior things first. It drives pretty much like a truck. So in terms of driving lessons, we can hand you the keys and you can go on your way. The only things that are going on the exterior of the van is the awning system. So underneath here, we have our tarp, and then we have painter poles up here, which is what you're going to be using for securing the tarp. So the way these work is if you want to come up close, just press down on this button here. That slides out. This one does the same. And then inside the door here, you've got 4 clamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just as easy as rolling it out. Make sure this is all the way out. Clamp it on the painter pole on this side. Clamp her down on that side. Then you can just start to tighten it up. It's pretty basic, but it does the job. All right, now we'll move on to the cockpit of the van, where everything goes down. First of all, the van is manual locks. So when you get in to the van, you have to use the key to get in, and then there's locks on the inside that you can hit and it'll lock both sides. So yeah, coming into the passenger side here, we've got the storage place where those clips are. Underneath the chair, we've got a hatchet. We've got the tire iron if you need to replace a flat tire. And that's pretty much it for the passenger side. If you want to come in closer here, we do have a little pouch here. It's going to come with a phone charger that you can plug into these ports right here. A couple pens, a Sharpie, and this is a FM transmitter. So there's no auxiliary cord in here, but you can plug this right into the 12-volt port. You tune it into the right station, so there's 3 different stations on here. You match it up with the head unit and you can play whatever music you want. So that's it for the passenger side. We'll go over to the driver's side and I'll show you what's going on over there. This is where you man the vehicle from. It's pretty basic. It drives like any other vehicle. If you've ever driven a truck, this is your gear shifter up here. So I'll hop in and I'll kind of show you how that works. One of the quirks about the van, it is an older van, so it's a bit finicky when you go to turn the key over. So if you hand me the camera, I'll kind of show you how to work the key. So sometimes it gets stuck like this. So you have to push it in and out and just kind of finesse the key a little bit to get it to turn over. Turn that off. So yeah, sometimes you have to wiggle and push, sometimes you have to flip the key. Just takes a little bit of wiggling to get it to turn. You got your center console here, crib, hand sani, the garbage. And then yeah, I guess it might be good to explain this to you. If you want to turn the windshield wipers on, you twist this. It's got different speeds. That'll slow it down. That slows it down and then that's off. To get windshield washer fluid, you just have to push this forward. So if I push this forward, you get the sprayage. Hula Dancer. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. If you want to lock the door, you use the key to get in, and then to lock the door from the inside, red is unlocked, and that is locked. Another thing to mention too is on this setting, for the headlights, it's on a dusk dawn sensor. So when you're driving in the day, you'll be using your driving lights, and as soon as it gets to a certain darkness, your headlights will turn on. So you don't need to worry about turning on and off your headlights. So another thing to mention here, because this van, like I said, is a bit older and has some quirks, sometimes intermittently you'll have an ABS light that comes on, or sorry, the parking brake light that comes on this side, and an ABS light that comes on this side. It comes on intermittently. I've talked to the mechanic and they explain that is just an electrical grounding issue for the dash, and it doesn't affect anything mechanically. So when you see those lights come on, don't worry about it. All right, so now we're gonna go over the cooking process and how to get the stove all set up. So you wanna start on the driver's side of the van here. Behind the driver's seat, you can find the propane tank. This thing will be full when you come to pick up the van. And it's just like any other thing, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So you want to open this up by turning the valve counterclockwise until it stops. So now the propane's on, and we'll go over to the galley, or the kitchen, if you will. So here's the kitchen. So to get the stove set up, what my girlfriend Hannah and I would do is we would just kind of cook standing up and leave everything in the van here. As you just saw, there's a bungee cord that keeps everything in place. It just hooks onto the handles here. So you throw that over, turn the cooler 90 degrees, and then this is just your typical Coleman stove. Sets up like this. And there is a lighter in the drawer here underneath the counter. And to start it up, turn the dial left. There you go, you got fire. So that's the cooking setup. All right, for refrigeration, we just use the ice box here. We would fill it up, you know, around every 4 or 5 days. It holds ice pretty well. So in order to get access to your food, you just have to take the stove off. And now you've got access to your food. Right, so now for the meat and potatoes, where you're gonna be sleeping. We've got a slide out bed here. So if you come have a look here, this is what we call the bed setup in day mode. It's kind of like a couch. If you choose to cook sitting down on here, you can. But we just have this set up like this usually for when we're driving or in the day. And then when you're ready to go to sleep, I'll show you how the bed works here. So it's a slide out bed. This wood frame in the front here, you just grab the bottom of it and it slides out to here, and that's maxed out. If you look in the kitchen here, there's a black cupboard doorknob. Don't worry about hitting that because the bed maxes out right there. So that's the full length of your bed. The mattress is a accordion style mattress, so it just folds out. This is where it hinges right here, so this top half folds out, and then you lay your duvet cover on there and you're good to go. All right, now we're gonna briefly go over everything that you have in terms of what's in storage and what's underneath the bed here. Quickly, underneath the bed, we have the tarp for the awning. This is a roadside emergency kit, so you've got your jumper cables, etc. Underneath here, you've got 2 camping chairs. This can be accessed from the back as well. In the kitchen, you've got, I'll start up here, complimentary tea and coffee, so help yourself to tea. This is just your black tea, coffee with sweetener and cream in it, sugar packets and creamer, paper towel. Up here you've got your remote for the lights. So the way these work is we've just got pot lights up top, and to turn them on, just hit the green button. You have to be pointing the remote at the lights for it to work, and then to get it to a certain color, you just also have to point at all the lights, and you've got it. Also up top, we have a 10-foot long USB cable, and this is used to charge the battery powered tap. This will be charged when you pick up the van, but if it ever dies on you, there's a port just on the back side right here that you plug it into, and you can wire it back here to these USB plugins or to the front 12-volt port up in the cockpit. We don't have a gray water tank in here, it's just a bowl. So if you're doing dishes, you just dump the water outside when you're done. Typically what we would do is we would bring this outside to a park bench or outside and do our dishes on a bench or on the ground, kind of wherever. Underneath the sink we've got your water tank, so this is clean drinking water, and that's what the tap is tapped into, so feel free to fill up your water bottles with that water. You've got a cutting board, first aid kit, salt. In this drawer you've got a washcloth, everything you need for cooking and eating, and the lighter for the stove is right here. Underneath in these drawers also have dishes for 2 people, so you've got your mugs. Back there, the red thing is a strainer, the white and blue thing is a collapsible bowl. Here's a couple bowls, 4 plates. You've got all your pots and pans in here, so this is just kind of like a hiking, camping set. Pan on the bottom, there's 2 pots and then a kettle inside. You've got dish soap, 2 cups, and an egg container. To get into the back of the van, again, you have to use the key. This one's a bit tricky. It's just a bit sticky. It's not very well lubed up, so you want to turn that clockwise to unlock. And this gives you access to the back of the van. So underneath here, we've got the 2 chairs. In this container, we've got a small little table, and you can use these bins for storage. In this bin, we have backup propane if you should run out of propane from the main tank. That shouldn't be an issue. That 5-pound propane tank usually lasts pretty long. So you've got tools here if you need tools, a spade. I think that's called a spade, right? Spade. And that's pretty much it. We've got a small selection of books here if you're into reading, so feel free to help yourself to those. For the blinds, they're just tied up, so untie those and you can draw them. And to lock up the back of the van, it's a bit, oh yeah, I'll also show you this. It's got a little drop down table for putting things on. To lock the van, if you want to come over here and show them how to lock the van, I'll actually grab the camera. So to lock the back doors, you have to stick your hand in here, and there's this metal bar. You just pull down on that and that locks it. So once you close the van door, then it will be locked. So that is the back of the van. She's locked up.